All right, Lambo's Water Sports featuring the Big Brother. This is another Big 12 matchup, primetime game, which is on 7:30. All right, I think it should be played on ABC. This is a game that could be an upset alert, but their starting quarterback is out. Blake Shapen will not play against Texas. He did suffer the MCL sprain in the first game of the year, so he will not be playing at all, which does hurt Baylor's chances of winning the game, despite them losing to Utah in the final play and then getting upset by Texas State. So they're 1-2 facing a 3-0 Texas team. Everybody claimed Texas is back after they beat Alabama. Everybody putting the horns up and all that stuff. I don't believe in the horns. As much as I want to pick Baylor, I have to pick Texas. Now, there's something in my gut that tells me that this quarterback might play better. Their backup quarterback might play better. I'm not sure because his stats is horrible. And Sawyer Robertson, who's a sophomore, he's from Lubbock, Texas. I'm not confident in him just yet. He's played 3 games, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. By the way, Quinn Ewers does play well against great competition, but it sucks against terrible competition. Now, these teams in the same conference, so this is a very good fight and keep fighting. But Texas struggled against Wyoming until like the fourth quarter. So there's still some concerns as far as quarterback play and offensively and maybe some defensively. I think the defense is great. I'm going to pick Texas to win this game, but I won't be mad if Baylor wins. But Texas will win this game 24-21 on the road.
Yeah, I've got Texas putting up like 31 points and allowing 21. That's maybe allowing 17. Like you said, the trust in the Baylor quarterback is I have none. You mentioned the 1 touchdown and 3 picks. He's throwing the ball 45%. That's ugly, brother. That is ugly. Now, they do have like a good O-line. That's not the issue. The O-line has allowed 3 sacks all year. And the running back room is very, very efficient. The number 1 running back, 5.2 yards a carry. Their number 2 guy, who only has 4 less carries than their number 1 guy. So that's definitely a tandem. 4.5 yards a carry. And then their number 3 guy, who's only got, it's 30 carries for the number 1 guy and Dominic Richardson. Richard Reese, the number 2, has 26 carries at 4.5 per carry. And the number 3, Dawson Pendergrass, 22 carries, and he's getting 5.1. So, excuse me. Like the running back room is great for Baylor. And they just don't have a quarterback that can operate the offense, I don't think. So they're really going to have to lean on the running back. And, you know, Bama had to lean on it too after a shaky play from their quarterback, and it didn't really amount to anything. And I personally am taking the Bama running back room over the Baylor running back room, especially what we've seen it like this year statistically. So, you know, I would also like Baylor to pull something out here so people from Texas will just shut up about Texas being back. Because I don't think that Texas is going to contend for anything crazy at the end of the year. I think they'll finish as a top 10 team, like maybe from 5 to 10. They'll be in there, but I don't think they'll be in the playoff. Quinn Ewers has only thrown the ball 60%. He hasn't thrown a pick yet, so that's definitely a positive. But 60% from your $1 million man is not really what is going to get it done in the long term. It's going to get it done for this game, though. And unlike Baylor, where they have a running back by committee, Texas has 1 guy that they lean on, and that's Jonathan Brooks. He's already got 47 carries this year, and he's averaging 5.8 yards a carry. So he's electric. And I don't know if the Baylor D-line is going to be able to really put a stop to the damage that he's doing on the ground. Maybe they lean a little bit more on the running game in this one, but I see this game as one where they have full trust in Quinnen still until he proves otherwise. 60% through 3 games is not very good, I don't think, for a guy that is supposed to be a top QB in the country. So, I think it would be closer if Baylor had their starter, but I don't trust this quarterback to lead drives at all. And that's why I only have them scoring 17 points. So, yeah, I've got this one as like a 20-point dub for Texas, like 38-17, something like that.
Oh, 38-17 is it's not blasphemy, but it's just Texas is on the road and they struggled against a team named Wyoming. We don't know where Wyoming is on the map. That's just my concern. We don't know where Wyoming is on the map. Maybe you do, but I don't, because when the last time Wyoming was good at something? What, Josh Allen was the last time that came out of Wyoming? Jesus Christ. But I think Texas mistakes are going to catch up to them. Now, like you said, the play for Quinn Ewers, the play against Rice, he wasn't good, but then he's good against Alabama. Then, he struggled against Wyoming again, and, they prepared in the fourth quarter. It's just going to come down to time of possession for Steve Sarkisian. By the way, he's calling all the plays. So that's the question where Texas doesn't get too cute on the offensive end, and hopefully they don't play down to competition. That's what's going to come down to Texas. Don't play down to your competition. I don't see them beating Baylor by 20 points. It could happen. I'm not denying it. But I think Baylor makes it a close game as possible because, number one, their head coach is probably on the hot seat. Because, Baylor was good 1 year ago, and then they sucked next year and all this other stuff. So Baylor's head coach is on the hot seat. Baylor has something to play for. I think the motivation is up there. Normally when you play against a rival in your conference, you expect to have some type of confidence. So I have a feeling that they'll make this close enough, and then that Texas will somehow pull it off. But like you said, Quinn Ewers hasn't thrown an interception yet. That's pretty shocking to me because I thought he'll be so bad to the point that maybe Arch Manning would get some playing time in. Now, never say never. He could get some playing time in this year if Texas starts to slip up after the Texas game. After the Oklahoma game, which they play in 2 weeks in the Red River Rivalry Showdown. If he slips up after that, never say never. But I like how Arch Manning is on the bench and he's learning from Ewers. But I like Quinn Ewers. He's put a lot of faith in God, no disrespect. He stopped eating Hot Pockets because he was fat. He really was fat. Like, he literally lost some weight. He's a new man. He got a new haircut. That's why I understand you hate. I'm not hating, but I understand his completion percentage went down. But that man got a new haircut. So obviously he's balling. He's put the outside noise and the outside distractions away. So his job won't be taken away anytime soon. He still got all the NIL money. And like I said, if he's a Christian man, he probably got a nice, lovely girlfriend. But I know he got hoes on the side. But to my point here, I think Quinn Ewers is going to step up. He's going to get about 3 touchdowns. He's going to pass for over 300 yards. But at the same time, do not sleep on Baylor. Do not be surprised if Baylor pulls off that upset. But I'm going with Texas. But don't be surprised if Baylor pulls off an upset. If you're a betting guy, if you do bets and all that other stuff, DraftKings, FanDuel, put Baylor as one of your parlays. Trust me, Baylor's going to come out firing, motivated, hungry, and ready to go.
They can come out firing. I don't know who's going to be the one firing the shots. Like, I just don't trust the quarterback at all. The Texas team has had 1 turnover the entire season for the entirety of the team, and it was a fumble that somebody lost. The quarterback has 3 interceptions by himself, playing lesser teams than what this Texas team is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he threw 2 picks in this game. Now, obviously, they have a good running back room to lean on, so he doesn't have to throw as much. But 45% is 45%. Like, there's just nothing that I see here from the quarterback room, especially, that, like, take whoever's advice you want, but in my opinion, do not put this team in your parlay. I don't think it's happening. And all respect, you can make your predictions, and I'm going to make mine, but I'm not putting money on this upset at all. I think the Ole Miss and Alabama game is one where you could sprinkle on both sides as an upset, and I think the UCLA and Utah game is one where you can sprinkle some on both sides as the upset. I don't think, out of the games that we're covering today, I don't think this is the game where you're sprinkling money on the upset side.
Yes, you are, because number one, you don't bet against Nick Saban, so don't put your money against Nick Saban. You ain't gonna win nothing. You have a 75% chance in putting your bet on against Baylor beating Texas, even though I'm going for Texas, because I bet you that spread between Texas, they ain't gonna cover it. That over, they ain't gonna cover it either. They might cover the under because the offense is gonna struggle, and whatever line that Texas has is not gonna be enough profit money. So listen to me. Listen to LAMBO'S Sports. So thank you, Total Pole Nation, LAMBO'S Sports, featuring the Big Brother. We have one more college matchup we got to get through, which is Iowa versus Penn State. All right, Iowa's number 24 team in the nation. Penn State's number 7. Another matchup in the Big Ten. This could be an upset alert. We'll see. You'll figure out from both of us in the next 5 minutes. But the last thing we're going to talk about is Iowa versus Penn State. It's LAMBO'S Sports featuring Big Brother. Stay tuned in for one more episode of college football.